In this video, I will show you how to find out the largest number among the given three numbers using nested if-else structure. So nested if-else is a structure that is a conditional statement or a selection statement based on the condition satisfaction. A few set of statements are selected based on the truthness of the condition. So I will show you the syntax part of the nested if-else. This is nested if-else syntax. So what is if-else? When there are only two choices or two selection kind of things, either this or that, in that case we are using if else. If the number of options are more, we want to do more number of selections still, then again inside the each if, again we can write down one more if else. Inside the else also we can write one more if else. That is nothing but if else. Within if else is nothing but nested if else. If you write, if you keep if else block, if else combination statement inside an if condition, similarly if else block statements inside an else condition, then it is called as nested if else. If you observe here, this is else block. The else block starts here, the else block ends here. Inside the entire else, we are rewritten again one more if else, one more if else. Similarly, inside the if, this is if block. The if block begins here. Inside the block, again the block contains one more if condition. If within another if, okay, else within another else, okay, or inside the if, again we if you redefine if and else combination, that is also called as nested if else. That is the meaning of nested. So writing if else within another if or within another else is called as nested if else. This is the syntax. So when the condition true, then only the set of lines of code will be executed. If block code will be executed. If the condition false, else block will be executed. This is outer if. This is called inner if. The inside thing is called as inner if. I will highlight with sky blue color. This is inner if. And this is outer if block. Outer if block. When two if blocks are nested, one inside the other, then the inner one is called as inner if block, outer one is called as outer if block. So this entire thing is called as nested if else. This entire thing is called as nested if else. Now I will show you one more thing, that is actually our aim of the program is to find the largest element among the three numbers. We are trying to read three numbers. So using those three numbers, we are trying to find out which one is the largest, like this. Which one is the largest? First, before go through the program, first I will try to explain this chart, this flow chart. This is called the right side thing is called as a flow chart. The execution flow of the program is represented in a diagrammatic way. So this is called as flow diagram or flow chart. So this chart is trying to explain about, just I will increase the size. So first, if you observe here at the beginning of the program, this is called start. Okay. Now initially our aim is to read three numbers, because our aim is to find out the largest number among the given three numbers. So our aim is first we need to read, we need to collect three input values from the user. Three input values from the user. Next, after reading the input numbers, first we will check the first number is greater than the next number or not, its immediate adjacent number or not. So for that what we are trying to do, so this we are checking is, this is called the diamond box, this is called decision box. The shape is diamond, that is generally used to represent the decision of a particular condition. What is the decision of a greater than b? Is it returns true or false, or yes or no? Suppose if a is greater b, then this condition is satisfied. Then we have to check, okay, a is greater than b, but then what about, is a is greater than c or not? We have to test for the next condition also. If this is also true, if this is also true, we can say that a is larger. We can say that a is larger. Again I'm repeating, first we are checking whether a is greater than b, and also a is greater than c. If both are satisfied, then only we can conclude that A is larger. Suppose A is greater than B, but A is not greater than C. Suppose this condition is not satisfied. For example, assume that this condition is not satisfied. Then, if A is greater than B, of course, but A is not greater than C means which one is larger? Obviously, C is the larger. Suppose at the beginning only, if A is greater than B, condition becomes false. If A greater than B, this condition becomes false, then we won't consider this part. We won't consider this part. We will look into this left side part. If A is greater than B, then only we will consider the right side part. If A is not greater than B, then A is not greater than B means which one is bigger? B is larger. Then we are also checking is B is greater than C or not. If B is greater than C, then we will declare that B is larger compared to A and C. Suppose B is greater than A, but B is not greater than C. B is not greater than C means then we can declare that C is bigger. C is bigger. So like this is the flow of the execution of the program is represented in a diagrammatic way. This is called as a flow chart. This is flow chart is for find out the largest among the three numbers. Now coming to the programming point of view, the same thing we are going to convert like we are reading three numbers. Those numbers we are considered as A, B, C. Okay. And our aim is to read three numbers. So we keep a message to the end user using the printf. Using these symbols scanf function, we are trying to capture three input values. According to the flow chart, first we are comparing whether A is greater than B or not. If A is greater than B and also if A is greater than C, then we can conclude that A is bigger. For example, A is greater than B is satisfied, but A is greater than C is not satisfied, then obviously C is bigger. Similarly, for example, at the beginning only if the condition false, if A is greater than B, this condition false means that indicates that B is greater than A. If B is greater than A, this else block will be executed. So I will change the color. Else block will be executed. When else block is executed, when B is greater than A, we will also test for B is greater than C or not. If a B is greater than A and also greater than C, then we can conclude that B is larger. So for if B is greater than A, but B is not greater than C means C is greater than B, then we can say that C is larger. So in this way, we can try to find out which number is larger out of the given three numbers. So I will open the tool, open a new file. First, I included the standard header file, standard input output header file. Then begin the main function. Here, our aim is to read three numbers. So I made it as N1, N2, or N3. N1 means first number, N2 means second number, N2 means second number, N3 means third number. I want to read these numbers. So I will convey a message to the end user. Enter three numbers. Enter three numbers. After this, using scanf function, try to read the input values. All are integer, so use the format specifier %d and maintain space between one format specifier to the next immediate format specifier. Don't club together. First input value variable name is ampersand n1. Next input variable is n2. Next one is n3. Whatever the values that are entered at runtime, first value is assigned to n1, next input value is assigned to n2, and the next input value is assigned to n3. So our first job is we need to test is n1 is greater than n2 or not. If n1 is greater than n2, then I think about I will also check it for is n1 is greater than n3. Then I can conclude that if both the conditions are satisfied, n1 is greater than n2 as well as n1 is greater than n3, then I can conclude that n1 is bigger. So %d is largest. That is n1. This is the statement. Now, suppose only n1 is greater than n2, but this one is not satisfied. Then we have to write down the corresponding else part for this, then we can say that n3 is bigger. We can say that n3 is bigger. Similarly, so for example, the first condition itself is false. N1 is not greater than N2. Then the outer for loop corresponding else block we have to define. Now we have to test if A is if N1 is greater than N2, it is not satisfied means then we have to test N2 is greater than N3 or not. N2 is greater than N3. Then we can conclude that N2 is bigger. If N2 is greater than N1 as well as greater than N3, then we can declare that N2 is greater. This one we can paste here and change this is N2. Ends with semicolon. Now, for example, N2 is greater than N1, but N2 is not greater than N3. Then we have to declare that N3 is bigger. N3 is largest. N3 is largest. So this is inner if else. This is outer if and this is outer else and this is inner if else. So this kind of pattern or this kind of structure, this kind of arrangement is called as nested if else. If you define if else within another if within another else is called as nested if else. So generally when the comparisons are more, number of cases are more, we can choose nested if else. So I will save this program like some largest dot c. Now I will compile the program for checking syntax errors. Yes, there are some errors are generated. Yeah, majority of the times I use it print in place of printf. So I will do the necessary corrections. Once we made any changes, immediately compile the program again. Still some more errors are there. Yeah, here mismatch double quotes, mismatching double quotes. Again, change, save. So, scanf spelling correction is required here. Just write down the changes. This is a typographic error. Ignore it because I made the corrections. Now compile. Now errors are 0. Now enter 3 numbers. For example, I entered something like this. Now it is displayed that 99 is largest. So 45 out of 45, 65, 99, 99 is largest. I will check the same program by passing another set of input values. This time I will give you 111, 999, sorry, 999, 999. Now, which one is largest? 999 is largest. This is one more case. I will test all the cases. So as a good programmer, we need to test all the cases. We need to test first we have to give n1 is greater than n2, then also we have to give n1 value such that it is also greater than n3. Then we have to test n1 is displayed as a largest number or not. Similarly, we have to check this else condition also. Like that we have to and then we have to check it n3 is printed as the largest element or not. Similarly, we have to check this condition. By satisfying this condition, we have to give some input values and we have to check this one. Similarly, we have to give input values by satisfying this else part also. So such a way we have to check each and every case individually. Again, I will rerun this program one more time. 79, 45, 11. So which one is largest? 79 is the largest number out of the given 3 numbers. So in this way, we can find out the largest number by using nested if else structure. So this is very, very important. We are comparing the first number with the remaining 2 numbers. Suppose if the first number is bigger than n2 but n1 is not bigger than the third number, then it is indicating that n3 is bigger. Similarly, suppose if the first number is not bigger than n2 means n2 is bigger. If this is false means what is the meaning of this one? Actually, we are assuming that n1 is, we are checking that n1 is greater than n2 or not. If it is not greater than means which one is bigger? N2 is bigger. If n2 is bigger, immediately we are checking is n2 is also greater than n3 or not. If it is also greater than n3, then we can conclude that n2 is bigger, because in the when you are comparing with n1, when you are comparing with n3, you got the output that n2 is bigger. Suppose for example n2 is greater than n1, but n2 is not greater than n3 means that indicates that n3 is bigger. This is the way of checking which one is largest.